Good evening and welcome to the September 9th, 2020 meeting of the Ascension Parish Planning Commission. All commissioners are present. Would everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, can we get staff introductions, please?
Stacy Webb, Secretary for the Planning Commission.
Cody Martin, the Attorney for the Planning Commission.
Jerome Fournier, Director of Planning and Development.
Eric Poche, Parish Planner.
Sean Chereau, Engineering Review Agency.
The next item on the agenda is the chairman's comments. The chair has no comments. We had a presentation put on the agenda for tonight, but it's my understanding that's going to be moved till next month. Is that correct, Mr. Fournier?
That is correct, yes.
All right, perfect. All right, number 7 is a public comment on any agenda item. We have a public hearing. We have public hearings on 6 family partitions, 5, excuse me. So if you're here to speak on anything that's not scheduled for a public hearing, now is your time to come up and speak. Ms. Stacy, did anyone sign up?
No.
All right, we'll move on. Number 8 is general business, and number 9 is our staff report. Mr. Poche, you have a subdivision status for us as of this month.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You'll see in front of you the normal subdivision status report. Any changes are noted by the asterisk. One in particular is there's a preliminary plat that's to be heard in front of the commission next month at the October meeting for Buzzard Roost Industrial Park, first filing. The only other amendment that I would like to make is that Riverton Estates' second filing is the first and second filing, because they haven't got final plats on either one of those. If you have any questions on anything, please let me know, and I'll be happy to answer them.
Hearing no questions, we'll move on to the item number 10 on the agenda, the engineering staff report.
There's no report this evening.
Thank you. Item number 11 is the minutes, and we need a motion to approve or deny the minutes and written decisions of the August 12, 2020 meetings, Planning Commission meeting. So moved by Mr. Dumas, second by Mr. Furman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Number 12 is the consent agenda. There are 6 affidavits of mortgage declaration. 12A is the affidavit of mortgage declaration for Nathan Haydell, Lot 5 in Old Hickory Woods, 40472 Sycamore Avenue in Gonzales. Item 12B is the affidavit of mortgage declaration for Tara Lachele, Lot 7A2, 12533 Ella Avenue in Sandoval. Item number 12C is the affidavit of mortgage declaration for Scott Piku, Lot B5A, 17577 Joe Severio Road in Prairieville. Number 12D is the affidavit of mortgage declaration for Ellen Simone and Brent Simone, Lot C, 38077 Charleston Road, Prairieville. 12E is the affidavit of mortgage declaration for Gordon Shane and Heather Marie Strickland, Lot 4 in Old Hickory Woods, 40488 Sycamore Avenue in Gonzales. And number 12F is the affidavit of mortgage declaration for Lawrence J. Temple, Lot 7A1A, 44433 Gold Place Road in Sandoval. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Mr. Furman. Second by Mr. Chasson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, the motion passes. Item number 13 is a public hearing to approve or deny the following family partitions. Item number 12A is the Thad L. Denham property, lot Z1A1 through Z1F. I'm sorry, it's lot Z1A through Z1F. Earls and Associates. Mr. Falgood, good
Yes, sir.
evening.
James Falgood, representing Earls and Associates, and Ms. Blair.
Hold on for a second, Mr. Falgood.
I'm going to go ahead and recuse myself from items 13A, B, and C.
So noted. Go ahead, Mr. Falgood, sorry.
Representing Earls and Associates and Dustin and Blair Cluat and following family partition, asking the commission for approval.
Staff?
The subdivision meets the requirements of the family partition, and all comments have been addressed on the map as required.
All right, we'll open a public hearing on this. Ms. Stacy, has anyone signed up to speak?
Yes. Stephen Joe Freon.
Joe Brown, and I would ask that anybody speaking at public hearing tonight, please limit your comments to 3 minutes. There's a timer in front of me and one in front of you, so I know how long you're going.
I just want to say I'm in favor of this. I own property on both sides. Mr. Cluat, y'all had originally approved a 12-trailer expansion to his trailer park, and working with him over the last couple of years, we've been able to come up with this, is gonna be a lot better, so I'm in favor of it.
All right, thank you, sir. Anyone else?
No.
All right, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Any questions, comments, and/or a motion?
Move approve.
Motion to approve by Mr. Furman, second.
Just a question. All the comments have been addressed, staff?
Yes, sir.
Second by Ms. Hutchings. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Item 12B is the Selena Keller Getro property, lots 7B2A and 7B2B. Mr. Falgu, you're up next. Or
Representing Mr.
again,
Getro and the following family partition, asking the commission for approval.
staff?
This family petition meets all requirements but one, due to limited space as it contained in your staff report. The applicant is asking for a waiver from the requirement for the 30-foot servitude of passage and a 12-foot utility servitude, and would like to combine those in a 20-foot all-purpose servitude because of the spatial constraints that he has on the lot. And if you approve it, you would need to approve it with the waiver.
All right, we'll go ahead and open a public hearing on this matter. Ms. Stacy, has anyone signed up to speak?
No.
We'll close the public hearing on this. Any questions, comments, and/or motion?
So my question is, I mean, are we basically have to grant a variance for this? A variance of the actual partition for the servitude?
You would, yes. You'd have to grant a waiver from that requirement and allow him to do the all-purpose servitude.
So what's the dimension from the property line to the edge of the building? I mean, he's got the 20-foot, but then there's a space there as well.
That's 30 feet.
So he's short 2 feet. Correct?
Well, if he moves the servitude of passage closer to the dwelling, that would push the setback line as well with it. And he's trying to stay.
But he's an existing house, so it could be a non-conforming with a setback.
Yeah, but you're creating, I mean, Cody may be able to answer this better than I. I mean, you'd be creating a non-conforming condition by approval of the map if you were to make those changes.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend giving a setback through an existing house. I mean, a servitude through an existing house.
No, I'm not through the house. I'm talking about,
Well, the thing is, if you make the servitude 30 foot, then the zoning requires a 10-foot setback, so you're creating a non-conforming structure. We're asking for a 10-feet reduction. That way, we're 10 feet away from the house, so it's not encroaching over any setbacks. Everything will be free and clear of all the zoning requirements.
You guys see any issue with moving the utility servitude between the house and the private servitude of passage?
And that within that 10-foot?
Yes. Is 20 feet?
Call it a
enough-
10
is 20
foot.
feet enough for the utilities and for the road, I guess is the question that the board may want to consider.
Call it a 20-foot servitude of passage and a 10-foot utility servitude? 10-foot utility servitude and setback?
The utility can be within a setback, it's not. that doesn't
It's up to the
create a huge
commission.
issue.
yeah, I
That's the
would prefer doing
recommendation.
that.
That may be something that kind of.
All right, well, you want to make a motion on that?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve, but flip the utility and the servitude so that you can meet the dimensions.
So 20-foot and 10-foot utility servitude?
Correct.
20 and 10.
Yep, I'll second that.
All right, we got a motion by Mr. Dumas, second by Mr. Schexnayder. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Number 13C is the Lee Honest Myers property, lots 1 and 2. Mr. Falgu?
Yes, sir. President Fraley family on the following family partition, asking the commission for approval.
Staff?
Yeah, the subdivision meets the requirements of the family partition, and all comments on the map have been addressed.
All right, we'll open a public hearing on this. Ms. Stacy, has anyone signed up to speak? We'll close the public hearing. Questions, comments,
Move.
and/or motion? Motion to approve by Mr. Dumas. Second by Ms. Hutchins. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Item number 12D is the Samuel T. Fry III property, lots A2A1 and A2A2.
Come up front.
All right, Cody, what's procedure on this?
I mean,
Don't let
were
him
you in the room at the time that he opened up?
Hold on, Mr. Falco, don't leave. Were you here when we called that? You just came in?
We didn't see. He had his hand up in the back, but we didn't.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys can open back up, leave it up.
All right, well, I'll entertain a motion to reopen the public hearing and revote on this matter to let
So
the
move.
gentleman be heard. Motion by Mr. Dumas,
Second.
second by Mr. Schexnayder. All right, we're going to reopen the public hearing. Sir, please come forward. And we're on 12C.
C.
Yes, sir. Please state your name for
Yes,
the
sir,
record.
Larry Lejeune.
Okay.
I have an adjoining property with this property, and my concern with it is the guy that's trying to sell it. He wanted to sell it to someone to rent it out, to put rental properties here and stuff, not to donate it to his father the way the letter stipulates. So I didn't know if we could put some kind of stipulation in there, if it were to change, if it gets subdivided now, and later on down the road, he sells it, you know, not long after this, and then they plan on subdividing it and putting rental properties all around our houses.
Well, they're only subdividing it. They're going from one lot to two lots.
Correct.
And it looks like there's pre-existing structures on each right now.
Right, but there's two uninhabitable residents on there.
I mean, they can only put, and correct me if I'm wrong, Stan, but they can only put one dwelling on that lot. They can't come in and, you know, put 6 trailers in there. It's only one dwelling, and if they want to rent it, it'll still be just one house or one trailer or whatever they put on there.
Right, on each lot.
One on each, right.
On each lot. And so
Single
there's
family
nothing
dwelling.
saying if he's planning on subdividing this just to sell it, that there's nothing saying that there's no consequences for him going against donating it to his father.
He can subdivide it. He can do a family partition to divide it within his family. That's what the family partition is. But the effect is that whereas it's one lot now, it becomes 2 lots. And so he's got a house on it and a trailer on it. He can't put anything more. He can replace that trailer or build a new house where that trailer is, but he can't put anything more in it.
As long as it's family.
Well, no, he can sell the lot
Yeah,
if he wants
family's only
to.
for the first transfer, and then after that, he could sell it, but he wouldn't be allowed to do any other family partitions in Ascension Parish. You only get one family.
Right. And he can't further subdivide this lot into something else.
Right.
Because it's just too small. You half-acre lots.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So what's there now will stay, whether it gets improved or not, and then he can do whatever he wants with it in terms of selling it or renting it.
Right. Okay,
All right?
thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm Carl Tyson. I've had land back there for probably 25, 30 years. And I have actually had 3.5 acres dead across from there. I just bought 5 1/4 acres, kind of category from that. Now, there's an issue back there with servitude. I know when Justin's grandpa bought that land and I bought my land, we had a issue when I surveyed mine. There's like a 35-foot, depending on which benchmark you use. If you use the lake benchmark or if you use the church benchmark, there's a 35-foot difference between those. So Mr. Fraley, in the early days, he told me that lot is only a .97. It's not an acre. So you can't split an acre unless it's a half, right? So I went through this with mine. The land I just bought is landlocked. I had to go in and I couldn't use a servitude because I wasn't a blood relative. So I had to get my petition and divide that land and tie it to land that I existingly tied it to. So I got an A and a B lot there. So I got 5 1/4 acres and I got 1.5 acres tied together. Now, on that land, there was 3 people living on it. They were all family. Justin is truly not the owner of that property. His brother died. His name was Justin Fraley. Justin's mom and dad named Justin again after the same brother that died. So there was no social security number tied to it. So Justin winded up owning the property. He was a little I think the boy died like 12 years old in a car wreck. But the grandpa had willed it to his brother, his older brother. And Justin, when he took it over, he made his dad and mom move off the property and all that stuff. But, I mean, it's an eyesore. It's terrible. Go take a look at it. It's been, since the trailer's been there, the flood's been there, the grass is this high. You can't go around the house, you're gonna get nails in your feet. It's been flooded, 83, every time since then. And, it's not fixed up. It's just full of mold and that. It's never gonna get anything better. The best thing you can do is burn it down now. The trailer's about in the same condition. It got flooded in the last flood. All the insulation's out of it. It's terrible. The lot is terrible. But I don't think he should be able to separate it and sell it.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Falgu, you can confirm that, did y'all survey the land to be 1.006 acres as indicated in our packet?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you,
All those 3 tracks north of that were all exact same acreage.
and you confirmed title to
I
Mr.
don't do
Fraley?
Title work, just the surveyors. He has a legal description that shows that he owns the property.
Okay,
As far as title, we don't do title.
okay. All right. We
Who
can,
does check? Do we check, does anybody check the title?
And we don't typically check title on family partition. We just
Check
rely
on
on an
legal
application.
descriptions.
Yeah, we rely on the application of the applicant to say that he's the owner of the property. If he's not, that's gonna create title issues for him with a bank or anybody else.
yeah, if
Wouldn't
he
be-
tries
wouldn't
to
be able
sell
the
that to
property.
somebody else,
He
it's
can't
gonna create
transfer
a
it
lot
to
of
his father
problems.
if he doesn't own it.
All right, well, I guess we can move to, we can have a motion, either reaffirm our former vote or a motion to revote on this issue. Is that proper?
Yeah, I would go ahead and revote since you just.
Do we have a motion?
I'm gonna make my same motion. I'm gonna motion to approve and hopefully the applicant made the right representation.
All right, we have a motion to approve by Mr. Dumas.
And just for
Second by Mr.
clarification,
Furman.
excuse me, just for clarification, that we're doing it for for everything just as it stands, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we got a motion by Mr. Dumas, second by Mr. Furman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Thank you.
All right, item number 13D is the Samuel T. Fry, the third property, lots A2A1 and A2A2. McGlynn Taylor, Miss Jackson, and your fashionable masks. I mean, I like this one. This one's probably the best yet.
This is neat.
Thank you. Ellen Jackson with McLean Taylor, asking for your approval.
Staff?
The subdivision meets requirements of the family partition, and there were no comments on the map.
We'll go ahead and open up. Has anyone signed up on this matter? Anybody going to speak on this matter? I'm not seeing any hands raised. We'll close the public hearing. I have a motion.
Move.
Questions, comments?
Move.
Motion by Mr. Dumas to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Schexnayder. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. And finally, number 12E is the Julius Tillotson property, lots A and B. Miss Jackson, Glenn Taylor.
Ellen Jackson again, asking for your approval.
Oh, shit.
Staff?
The subdivision meets the requirements of family partition, and there were no comments on the map.
We'll open a public hearing on this. Ms. Stacy, is anyone signed up to speak on this? We'll close the public hearing. Any questions, comments, and/or motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Dumas. Second by Ms. Hutchings. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion passes.
So moved.
Item number 13F, the Albert Akins Senior Estate has been removed from the agenda prior to the planning meeting by the planning staff. So item number 14, motion to adjourn. We will reconvene in just a few minutes for a joint planning and zoning meeting. Meeting adjourned. Thank you for coming.